microphone, it doesn't fucking work. It's such a fuck habit to kind of do that and then kind of hide behind it. But I guess I'm going to have to move this to the side. Oh god. How's everyone doing? I've come down from Birmingham today for this, which is really nice. You know, it's nice to kind of get out and see the country, which is really nice. I'm actually originally from Bolton. I never ever get to cheer. I actually live in Dudley, which was, you know, is a brilliant place. Because when I was a kid, you know, you want to get away from strange accents of Bolton. I moved to fucking Dudley, which is even worse. You know, I've lived there for nearly about 19 years now. I still haven't heard like a single word I kind of understand. I still kind of get through on a kind of lip reading basis, and it's kind of confusing me every day. So my name is James Smith, which is the fucking worst name for stand-up ever. If you ever go, yeah guys, follow me on TikTok, Instagram at James Smith. That's like the most common name in the world. You know, it's the kind of placeholder. If I go to like apply for a credit card, my name's already fucking there. I can't remember what I was going to do stuff about today. So when you kind of Google my name, it's the most kind of basic thing possible. If you Google boring white English name, my full name pops up, James Edward Thomas Smith, in that folder in Google, which is always helpful. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, you won't find me. So the kind of main reason I'm here today, I've just kind of been through quite a traumatic experience. Anyone have been on holiday recently?
Yeah.
Woo, it's been nice. Where you been?
I went to Albania.
Albania, okay. I was a bit further over. I went to Greece, which is quite nice. I don't know if anyone heard what happened in Greece quite recently. We had a little bit of an earthquake, by a little bit, I mean quite a fucking massive one. And they don't tell you that when you check in to the hotel. So you're gonna get in, and normally they kind of tell you, you know, pool opens at 10, towel check-ins 11, please be checked out by 12 o'clock the next day. Also, the fucking ground might shake. You know, they could kind of slip that in a bit earlier in the conversation. Because I didn't realise this till about it was about 2 in the morning, and I'm a terrible sleeper. If you can't tell me, I'm quite jittery. Got a little bit of underlying anxiety. So whenever I'm kind of talking, everything's kind of going all at once, which is all right now, because I can kind of project it to you guys, and you don't have a choice about it. But when I'm sleeping at night, you know, that's all there, constantly playing. Which doesn't help when, you know, you're kind of trying to distract yourself. So, you know, on a bit of TikTok, watching some bloke on a narrowboat or something like that, and you know, trying to kind of zone out. And next thing you know, shut up. I was kind of sort of relaxing myself, and I sort of feel this low tremble in the ground, and it gets worse and it gets worse, and the fucking whole ground's just shaking. And I kind of turn to my girlfriend. I'm like, Donna, wake up! The ground's shaking. She is fucking flat out asleep. You know, the earth is literally moving. You know, the only way I can kind of picture it as it was happening. Has anyone seen Ice Age? Yeah. This is going to be quite a niche reference if you haven't seen Ice Age. You know that little cunt squirrel's fucking chasing that acorn, and everything's kind of moving around. That was what's happening in Greece at the moment. So everything was kind of juggling around, and I tried to shake her, and I couldn't wake her at all. Which was really good. And you know what the first thing she said to me when she woke up was, fucking go back to sleep. And I'm there kind of having a mild panic attack. So I'm kind of running up and down, trying to kind of basis myself on what's going to happen. Do I need to evacuate? Do I need to run? So I run downstairs, you know, nice and calmly. And it's not helped by the people next door shouting, fucking run! Which it's not doing well for my anxiety. And then it kind of all calmed down when I ran downstairs. And the lovely Greek checking people were just checking in people like normal, like nothing had ever happened. And like I came over and spoke to him in the morning, and I was like, fucking mad earthquake last night, and he goes, there's only 5.8, nothing. So that kind of reassured me for the rest of the holiday, but kind of every single time there was a bump, I was like, fuck it up, we might die. So yeah. I'm going to try to segue into the next bit now. So I've been doing stand-up since I was about 16. I stopped for quite a while because my organs keep on trying to blow up, which is quite fun. I've got quite a rare condition. It's called hereditary spherocytosis. Anyone else in the house with that? I didn't fucking think so. So what it is my blood likes to try and kill itself, which is really fun. So you know you've got that kind of donut-shaped blood. Mine's nice and smooth, which isn't fucking helpful at all. I'm like the worst X-Men ever. What's your mutation? I don't get it! It was quite a thing that when I was a child. It was really bad, so I often had to sort of need constant blood transfusions. Oh god, this bit's going to get dark, but it's fine. And I didn't really know the kind of severity of. I was very lucky. I mean, I was quite ill, but in certain periods. But there were people way worse than me. But I didn't know that when I was a kid. So going up to my parents, I'm going. Have you ever been to a children's hospital? I don't know if you have. There's lots of big piles of Lego, which is like quite sick. And then I'm going up to my parents, going, Mum, can you tell that bald kid to stop stealing all my Lego? Of course, I had no idea now. Looking back on it, I was a total prick. But I did look like an anemic Homer Simpson. So, 1-1. And this kind of came to light quite recently, actually. So I was doing my driving test, which is quite fun. Anyone do a driving test? Yeah. Anyone failed the driving test?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the kind of reason someone's failed for something before?
Overcautious.
Overcautious. That is definitely what I know I had. Anyone else any more kind of zany things?
They said it was like a dangerous pull-out.
Dangerous. I've had a few of them. So the first time I did it, I've been filming this. I've been standing here the whole time. So I've just been recording myself for the last 10 minutes. And it's just a fucking arm waving up and down. Where was I? Fucking hell. Driving test, yeah. So the first time I failed because I kind of nearly killed a motorcyclist. It wasn't my fault, it nearly was. So I kind of rebooked it, rescheduled it, and it fucking cost a fortune to actually book onto a driving test now. Because you don't just book on a driving test, you've got to pay some kind of online drug dealer to find you a kind of driving test, which is quite fun when you're kind of doing shady back deals, going, please, I've got £500. Can I have one, in the next 6 years, please? And I know I finally managed to actually get one a couple £100 later, and I booked onto this driving test. And this kind of whole time I've had like quite a stirring pain in my stomach, which is kind of building and building, but as you can tell, got a bit of underlying anxiety. So I'm like, that's just stomach cramps. That's just the kind of anxiety cramps that you get sometimes, which I found out isn't really a thing. It's actually called appendicitis. But I didn't realise that until I kind of got onto my driving test. And the pain was so kind of excruciating when I kind of finally got into the seat. But I spent so much fucking money on actually booking onto the test that I was like, I've got to do this? And I was in so much pain that, anyone been in that so much pain where your brain kind of blacks out and you kind of don't know where you are and you skip time? Just me? Okay. So I was doing that. And I kind of got in and then I was back at the test centre. And I don't remember what happened. And the kind of only training I'd really done before it, because I hadn't actually paid, I'd spent so much money on booking the test that I couldn't afford driving lessons. So I've just been playing GTA. Which, if you actually take the time to kind of stop at the lights, don't rob the banks, it's quite informative. You drive around, stop at the lights, get some petrol, kill a prostitute. It's all part of the parcel. And I've got the anxiety that God, I've blacked out. I don't know if I killed someone. I don't know what happened. Luckily, I managed to be sort of fine in the test. I didn't fucking pass, but I was back alive, which was one good thing. And I don't know if anyone's ever failed. You kind of go back to your driving instructor, and they have that kind of debrief moment. And they go, "So James, how did that go for you?" And I turned to her and went, "I think I'm gonna fucking die," which is quite fun. So I went home, obviously failing. Went to the hospital, and there isn't really a kind of specific test for this. I've done loads of tests. And because I've got the quite rare condition I mentioned about, all the doctors kind of focus on that. And because it's so rare, the thing you don't want to be seen by your doctor is when you tell them what your condition is, they go, yes, and then they Google it behind you. I'm like, okay, that's really reassuring me. But kind of 2 days later, they do the kind of official test for what appendicitis is. And that is, a man comes in and rubs your belly and goes, and then goes, and you go, ah! And then the man goes, this man has appendicitis. So I finally kind of move into the surgery, and it's all good. So now I don't have an appendix. I was all healed up from that. And then finally after that, my spleen doubled in size, which is even fun. So essentially I'm a human beanbag now, because I'm losing more and more organs. Sorry, how much time am I on now? What does it say?
10.
10. Oh shit. My name's been James Smith. Google me and you won't find me. Thank you very much.
Thanks,